there's no first, before the light has made its case, before the alarm, before the thirst for coffee and the usual race. I lie here in the in-between, the dark and the beginning blue. The spring outside is doing something with the air that I'm breathing through. This is the hour that belongs to no one. This is the hour before the day begins. Before the alarm, the world is perfectly still. Before the alarm, the spring is doing what it will, without a witness, without a plan, just the birds and the breaking light. Before the alarm, this is mine. These few quiet minutes of the night, becoming morning before the alarm. A single bird begins at 5 past, then 2, then something I can't name. By 5:30, the whole spring chorus has started up its ancient game. Don't set the alarm too early, just let the birds do it instead. The spring has been keeping time since always, long before the clocks were made. Before the alarm, I was already here. Before the alarm, spring was already clear and beautiful and before the alarm, before the alarm. The rain came in the night and stayed for morning. I heard it on the skylight as I woke. That particular sound of spring precipitation, that gentle private code the weather spoke. Inside and outside, the rain makes them one. The warmth of in, the sound of what's begun. Rain on the skylight, stay a while. Rain on the skylight, I'm not going out. Rain on the skylight, you make everything worth being inside for. Without a doubt, the coffee is hot and the blanket is warm, and the rain on the skylight is doing its thing. Rain on the skylight, this is the storm I wanted. This is exactly what spring should sound like from inside. By noon, the rain had settled into rhythm, a bossa nova on the glass above. I lay there counting drops and then stopped counting and just let it be whatever it was, love. Perhaps for the ordinary day, the rain held skylit coffee slow, okay. Let the rain reschedule everything. Let the rain rearrange the afternoon into the skylight. Yes, keep going. Rain on the skylight. I'm right here. Rain on the skylight. Spring is doing exactly what I needed it to this year. Before the sun, the blue, the particular blue that belongs to no other hour. The sky becomes a color with no name for the 20 minutes before the sun has power. The garden in the blue hour, have you seen it? The roses don't look pink, they look like something between a memory and a dream of roses, between the thing itself and the word for it becoming. The blue hour says look closely. The blue hour says this doesn't last. The blue hour, 20 minutes. The blue hour and then it's past. The blue hour, the most beautiful nothing. The blue hour before the day arrives. The blue hour started waking earlier just to catch the blue. The blue hour in the spring garden is the only hour made for you and me and no one else. The birds aren't singing in the blue hour yet. The world is holding its blue breath. And then the first bird and the first pink light. And then the blue hour meets its beautiful death into gold, into morning, into day. But for those 20 minutes blue, the spring garden in the blue hour is the truest thing I ever knew. Blue hour, catch it if you can. The blue hour rises, then it's gone. The blue hour, spring's most secret gift. The blue hour quietly carries on. Honey on a biscuit, sun on the floor. The slow fan turning what a morning's for. If not for this, the golden they unhurry. The spring outside that isn't in a hurry. Some mornings new like honey, thick and warm. Some mornings are the calm inside the storm of every other day, and this is one. Honey and slow mornings, that's what spring is for. Honey and slow mornings, don't go knocking at my door till the sun is properly up and the second cup is done. Honey and slow morning, this is how you come undone from everything that had you. Honey and slow mornings and the sun. The porch is warm by 9. I took my coffee outside and let the morning have its way. The neighbor's dog came over, sat beside me. We both agreed it was a perfect day. Without saying anything at all, we knew the honey slowed the warm, the spring, the new. Give me the morning that moves slow. Give floor. Honey on the biscuit. Honey on the biscuit, sun on the floor. Honey on the biscuit, sun on the floor. Honey on the biscuit. Ooh. Honey on the biscuits, honey on the biscuit, honey on the biscuit, honey on the biscuit, honey on the biscuit. Honey on the biscuit, honey on the biscuit, honey on the biscuit, honey on the biscuit, sun on the floor, honey on the biscuit, sun on the floor, honey on the biscuit, sun on the floor, honey on the biscuit, 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 honey on the biscuit. Honey on the biscuit, so much. Honey on the biscuit, so much. Honey on the biscuit, honey on the biscuit, sun on the floor. Honey on the biscuit, honey on the biscuit. Window seat, I called it early on. Before the platform, before the signal, before the song of brakes and steel and the closing of the door. I had my window and I needed nothing more. Fields in yellow, was that rape seeds there? A river under a bridge, I didn't know. A farmhouse with a blossom tree so white, disappear before I said hello. Everything outside is spring, everything outside is passing, passing, everything outside is spring. Window seat on the train in April, watching spring go by at 60 miles. Window seat on the train in April, every field and every river smiles at someone on a train who looked up from their phone for 20 seconds and then looked out and saw the whole spring happening and didn't look back at the phone again. Window seat on the train, I'll take it every time. Window seat on the train, April, you're divine. A tunnel and the darkness for a beat, and then we burst back into all that green. The kind of green that only April makes, the kind of green I only see between the city's real green, living green, deep green, the green that winter kept from us until it couldn't keep it any longer, and it gave it back. That feeling, stilling, feeling spring outside. Look up, just look up from whatever it is. Look up, the spring is happening past the glass. Look up, you'll never see this field again. Look up, the window seat is first class. Window seat on the train in April. Don't look at the phone, look out. Window seat on the train in April. That's what spring is all about. The apartment to myself this Saturday. I made the kind of breakfast no one else would want, just what I want. And I played jazz and danced a little bit between the shelves. Some pleasures are the size of one. Some mornings are their best when shared with none but you. Soft jazz for one on a spring Saturday. Soft jazz for one, doing everything my way. The volume up a little more than usual. The dancing in the kitchen unobserved. Soft jazz for one, and I have what I deserve. A morning made of exactly what I need. Oh, soft jazz for one, the highest form of free. By 11 I was on my second record. The rain that came was just for atmosphere. I made more coffee, considered calling someone, and then decided no, I'm staying here. In the soft jazz, in the spring, in the alone. That feels the Saturday exactly like home. Everyone should have a Saturday that is entirely deliciously their own. Everyone should dance in the kitchen sometimes to soft jazz. Just the jazz, just you, just home. Oh, soft jazz for one, and the spring outside. Soft jazz for one, perfectly satisfied. The painters came to the river every April. Monet, the others, all of them knew that April does something to ordinary life that no other month can do. It softens the edges, it warms the shadows, it makes the reflections tremble and bend. into something between the real and the almost, into impressionism, into the end of the of sharp lines and certainty of winter. What April's us to is what I feel when spring reminds me nothing is too real. As often what April does to light is what I wanted to do to me. What April does to light, blur all the edges, set the soft thing free, make the ordinary shimmer, make the shadows warm, make the whole world look like something that a painter found in the form of an afternoon in April. What April does to light is exactly right. The light through the blossom at 4 in the afternoon makes the pavement look like water, makes the whole street look like a painting, in the way that spring makes the world look like it's trying to show us something we almost understood in winter but couldn't quite believe until the April light came back and said, "Here, look, remember." What April does to light, do that to me. What April does to light, body beats me.
The afternoon has reached its warmest hour. The shadows lean a little to the east. The cafe on the corner puts the chairs out, and the afternoon becomes a small feast of sun and coffee and the light breeze, and people with no particular purpose, walking slowly through the blossoming trees, as if the spring itself had asked them to be here, just present.
The Bossa says, slow down. The Bossa says, the light is good. The Bossa says, you're where you should be now.
Late afternoon bossa, that's the sound. Late afternoon bossa coming around the corner of the week where everything slows down into this particular rhythm. Late afternoon bossa, the spring air. Late afternoon bossa everywhere. The kind of beautiful that doesn't announce itself, just arrives like a bossa, soft and there. ourselves the warmth, the ease, the spring, the bossa of just being in the sun.
Late afternoon, the most Brazilian thing, doing nothing beautifully one by one. Late afternoon bus, and I'm here. Late afternoon bus, disappear into the soft, the warm, the cafe light. Late afternoon bus, everything's alright. After 6, the greenhouse is mine alone. The plants don't care what kind of day I had. They're doing their slow photosynthesis, and nothing about that makes me sad. In fact, the green, the glass, the evening warmth, the smell of soil and something sweet in bloom, the way the light goes amber through the panels at evening, this is my favorite room. There's something about growing things at evening that puts the human-sized concerns in place. Evening in the greenhouse, everything is growing. Evening in the greenhouse, slowly without knowing what tomorrow is or what yesterday caused. Greenhouse, nothing's really lost when you stand inside a room of living things. At 7 in the evening in the spring, evening in the greenhouse, I am also growing. Evening in the green, softly without showing. I watered everything that needed water. I repotted one small struggling fern. I stood and watched a seedling for 5 minutes and felt, without quite knowing why, I'd earned. The rest of the evening felt I'd given something back to something. Felt the spring inside the greenhouse, pressing at the glass from outside, one warm continuous thing. Talk to your plants, they say I never do. I just stand with them in the evening light, and we all breathe the same warm humid air, and somehow that turns everything to right. Evening in the greenhouse, still and warm. Evening in the greenhouse, after every storm.
You can smell it coming 10 minutes before. The particular earth and sweetness that the ground releases just before the first drop falls. That ancient underground announcing sound. They have a word for it, petric herb. From the Greek, the stone, the blood of gods. But everyone who's ever been alive in spring already knew it. Without the etymology, without the odds. Stop everything. Can you smell that? 10 minutes, maybe less. The smell of rain before it comes, the best kind of anticipation. The smell of rain before it comes is spring's most honest conversation. With the earth, with the waiting ground, with everyone who stopped and found that smell and let it in completely. The smell of rain before it comes so sweetly. Into the afternoon, into the skin. The smell of rain before it comes, and then the rain begins. The sky goes dark in the particular way. The spring rain comes, not winter gray, but a warm purple gray, living dark. The smells of something new about to start. Close your eyes, take one breath. The world is about to be washed clean again, and you were here to smell it coming. The smell of rain before it comes. Stand in it, let it in. The smell of rain before it comes is where the spring begins. The rain came down at 2:30 in sheets. I ducked into the nearest cafe door, ordered something warm and found the window seat, which is the only seat worth sitting for. On a rainy afternoon in any city, when the world outside is wet and moving past, and you are in and warm and have nowhere to be, and you can make a coffee last. The rain makes the city cinematic. The rain makes the afternoon a film. Cafe window in the rain, everyone outside not quite sure. Cafe window in the rain is what the spring is really for. The umbrellas and the hurrying feet, the reflections of the city in the street. Cafe window in the rain, I'll stay until the gray decides to go away. But even if it doesn't, even then, cafe window in the rain again. A woman stopped to fix her shoe outside. She looked up, saw me watching, almost smiled. The rain between us for a moment, bridges to strangers, just the glass and the spring wild water. And then she was gone, and then the city rearranged itself again into whatever rainy spring afternoon in this cafe is going to become. give me the city happening outside. Give me the cafe when the rain won't let up. Give me the know where I have to be right now. Cafe window in the spring rain, free. Cafe window in the rain. This is it, cafe window in the rain. I could sit here for the whole spring and be satisfied. Cafe window in the rain. Da 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 da. Inside. Da 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 da. Inside. Cafe window in rain. Da 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 da. Inside. Da 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 da. Inside. Cafe window in the rain. Seven o'clock, the light is everything. The kind of light that soul music was made for. Put my headphones in and stepped outside. Didn't really know what I was walking for, except the golden, except the blossom trees. They catch it differently from everything else. The way the petals hold the evening light, like something that the tree is keeping for itself until it lets it go. Golden evening walking nowhere else. Golden evening walking, just the light and me. Golden evening walking April, every street a kind of miracle. Golden evening walking April, every person something lyrical and beautiful against the setting gold. Every story that the evening holds. Golden evening walk, I do this every spring. I do this every spring because of everything it gives me back. A boy was kicking something in the park. A couple sat on benches in the last light. An older man was walking just ahead, who seemed to know the evening, seemed to know it right. The way you know a song you love for years. He walked into the golden without tears or ceremony, just into the light, as if this was his evening, and it was alright. Oh, take the evening walk in April, take the long way home, take the golden hour seriously. You're not as alone as the winter made you feel. The golden walk will heal. Oh, golden evening walk in April, still the best thing that I know. Golden evening walk in April, slow, go slow, just go. Windows open in the spring and night. For the first
first time since the autumn opened wide, and something of the outside comes to stay alongside everything that's warm inside. The smell of cut grass from somewhere near, a car somewhere far, the distant spring, the temperature exactly between too warm and not enough of anything perfect. Spring night window, the best one of the year. The first night warm enough to let the spring in here. Spring night window, open it and breathe. Spring night window, everything you need is in that air. The end of cold, the start of sleeping warm with windows open wide. Spring night window, something of the garden coming in and laying down beside you in the warm dark, green and sweet. Spring night window, finally complete. The curtains move a little in the dark. I watch them from the almost asleep. The spring night air is doing what it does, moving through the room without a sound to keep. Everything the same but changed, but soft. The blossom somewhere in it, far but near. Spring night window, the whole season comes and lies down in the dark beside me here. Open the window tonight, let the spring night in. You survive the winter, let the soft begin. Spring night window, open, open wide, open wide. Spring night window, come inside. Spring night window. Spring night window. I took the long way around on purpose. The short way hasn't changed in years, but in the spring, the long way has the canal and the ducks and the sudden appearance of things you wouldn't see if you were moving at the usual pace. Through the usual route, through the useful, through the practical, the purposeful, the race. Take the long way, especially in spring. the third week in a row. Who was it for? We've never been formally introduced, but I feel like I know him by now. Someone. He doesn't look at me, he's doing his thing. I don't disturb him, we have an understanding that we're both taking the long way around through the spring, both looking, both landing somewhere good. The short way gets you there, the long way gets you here. There's a difference, especially in April, especially now, especially this spring, especially take the long way around, the long way round, the long way round, the long way round, the long way round. I'll take it every time, the long way round. This whole spring is mine. The light comes through the linen in the particular way of spring at noon. Not direct, but filtered, soft, and made into something more like music than like noon. White linen, white, like a white room. The whole world simplified to the most important things: the breathing, the light, the quiet inside. Noon in spring through linen, the quiet is beautiful. Light through linen, noon in spring. Light through linen, everything is soft at the edges and warm at the core. Light through linen, what's the room for if not for this? The filtered, the still, the midday spring light, doing what it will with the white linen and the white walls and the light through linen, perfectly free. I lay on the white bed in the white light and listen to the silence that was not actually silence, but a fullness. The garden outside, the light, the soft and hot. Noon in spring, the hum of the world filtered through the linen into something like a lullaby, like the world was trying to give me something. Light through linen, that's enough. Light through linen, soft. Light through linen, yes.
Someone in another time zone is watching the same spring from a different hill. Someone is making the same cup of coffee and thinking the same things and standing still for the same moment, the blossom, the light, the same small shock of spring after the gray that everyone who's ever lived through winter has felt on the first properly warm day. We're all in different springs. We're all in the same spring. looking at a blossom I'll never see, but we're all in it. We're all in the spring together. Everyone is somewhere beautiful, including me, including you. Everyone is somewhere beautiful, under the same spring sun. In Tokyo, a cherry tree along a path. In Sao Paulo, something blooming in the heat. In Madrid, a plaza full of orange trees. In Seoul, the mountains going green with spring. In small towns and in cities and in between. In gardens and in parks and window boxes. Everyone is somewhere in the spring, and spring is large enough for all of us. Spring is large enough, it always has been. It crosses every border, every wall. The same warm thing that finds you in your garden finds everyone, it really does find all. Everyone is somewhere beautiful right now, including you. You're in the spring right now, and so am I, so are we, and so everyone is somewhere beautiful. Let's go. The candle on the table in the spring does something that the lamp could never do. It makes the evening smaller, makes it ours. It makes the darkness something we move through. To get here, to this table, to this light that flickers with the breath of conversation, that makes our faces warmer than they are, that makes the evening its own small nation. Slow candle evening, these are the good ones. Slow candle evening, remember them well. Slow candle evening in the spring, when the air outside is warm enough to have the window open while the candle flickers in the soft and lovely draft. Slow candle evening, bread and wine and whatever we were saying I forget. Slow candle evening, I remember everything except the words, and yet the warmth of it, the light of it. Slow candle evening, the best of it. The spring night came inside and joined us through the open window, green and dark.
let it be. A slow candle evening in the spring is exactly where I want to be. Slow candle evening, still burning. Slow candle evening, still warm. Slow candle evening, still spring, still here.
분성살 어디였니? 없어도 되는 건 다 빼고 배경에서 아주 조용하게 마셔 보이는 건 답답해. I come to when the light it holds the ones who didn't give me up. Spring asked what is left, and I looked around and said enough, more than enough. What remains is the important part. What remains is a whole heart. After everything was taken by the cold, what remains is what is waiting cold. What remains, record of death. What remains, what remains, spring, gratitude, affliction buried on his vocal. You don't actually move in spring gratitude, spring gratitude, 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 bring gratitude. Things I thought I needed, mostly gone. The things I thought defined me, mostly wrong. But this is more the one, the close, the real. This is what the spring came back to feel. This is what the winter kept safe for me. Under all that gray and cold and sleep, what remains is what was always there. What remains is mine to keep. Thank the spring for what it takes away. Thank the winter for the things it keeps. Thank the year for everything it costs you. Thank yourself for all the faith it needs to stay, to wait, to let the spring decide what remains on the other side. What remains is me, the light, the real. What remains is everything I feel. What remains is me, the light, the real. What remains is everything I feel.
I looked up through the blossom tree at midnight. The petals were still on the branches barely, and between them stars in the spaces that the blossom left. A Venn diagram of spring and sky, of the earthly and the ancient. The flower that will last a week, the star that's been there longer than the word for light. Look up through the blossom at the stars. Both are briefly here, both yours. Stars through the blossom, April midnight. Stars through the blossom, soft and bright. The flower that falls by Friday, the star that was there before the earth. Stars through the blossom, I'm standing in the middle of everything's worth, everything's extraordinary. Stars through the blossom, just me in the garden in spring I know you better than the spring before I know. The week the cherry reaches its peak, the day the swallows come, I know the smell of April morning before I've even opened up my eyes. I know the angle of the blossom light, I know the spring's particular sunrise. This is what the years have given, not less wonder, but more precise wonder. Not less beauty, but a beauty that I've learned to find under the things I used to rush past in the spring. Every spring I know you better, and you know me a little more. Every spring I bring you something I didn't have the spring before. A year of what the winter taught me, a year of what the autumn said. Every spring I know you better, and I bring it all. The living and the dead, the losses and the lessons, and the way I've learned to love the ordinary. Spring I know you better, and that is everything. I know the bees come out before the label says. I know the particular sadness when the blossom falls. I know the blue hour and the greenhouse evening. I know the spring night when the last warmth calls me to the window open for the first time. I know the smell of rain before it comes. I know the train through spring, the golden walking, the long way round, and where the candle hums into the night of a spring evening share. Every spring we know each other better, every spring we bring more to the door. Every spring the ordinary morning holds more than the spring that came before. To every person who has watched the spring from every window and every open gate, to every person who has let the spring in every spring, however early, however late, you know it better now, you know it more, and spring knows you and will find you every year at every door. Every spring I know you better, every spring you know me too. Every spring we meet again, and I bring everything including you. The rain on the skylight, the blue hour, the bossa, the greenhouse evening, the stars through the blossom, the candle and the long table, the golden walk, the smell of rain, the cafe window, the soft talk of spring nights with the window open wide. Every spring, every spring, every spring, I know you better. Every spring, a little better. Every spring.